And so now, so you got your job in Los Angeles, and what company do you work at now?
Raytheon.
Right, and what is that?
Yeah, Raytheon Technologies. It's Department of Defense. So they focus in on radar and missile defense.
And it's government?
Yeah, yeah. Well, Raytheon itself is not a government, but it's contracted to the government.
Okay, it's
So it's kind of like a
contracted.
commercial contracting type thing. Yeah, yeah.
I got you.
Same thing with like Lockheed Martin and the rest of them.
And how long have you been there?
About 8 months.
8 months. How do you like it there?
It's cool, man. No complaints. The work environment's way laxed. They're really focusing on like team development and team working. So the competitive edge that was, like I was saying earlier, in the Bay Area isn't as cutthroat. So it's more of growth and opportunity over there, right here at Raytheon. So
Okay.
it's cool. It's cool.
And so, do you like your job there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess the thing is with the difference between like commercial, they'll say like commercial and like government working, like especially in the software engineering or computer engineering hemisphere, is like commercial is like way more laxed, but it's oversaturated because it's competition like everywhere. It's people from India, it's people from the Middle East, it's people from Germany,
Oh, shit.
and they're all outsourced and contracted for companies like small companies out here. So they can pay them less and they'll be more experienced than you.
So
Right?
you're competing globally with people from other countries.
Right. Like especially at LEMA, like they had so they had a lot of, they called them offshore developers. So essentially, it's kind of like what you see in TV shows and movies and stuff like that. People from India, Bangladesh, with Russia, they're really smart and they've been in the industry for a while. But of course, because it's the United States, they don't get paid as much, in their home country. So they'll get outsourced over here, and like when I was working in the Bay, you'd have like an 8-year veteran in computer engineering or software engineering working with you. And me being maybe like a year into the game, of course there's going to be some type of discrepancy with, I guess, knowledge, right? So they can pay them less. So they were paying me more than what they were paying them. But they were definitely outputting way more work than me, just because of the experience.
And where were they from?
India.
They're from India.
Yeah, South India. I think it was Pune.
And so in India, like they just have a ton of people learning how to program and do all that stuff.
It's like a farm.
It's a farm of programmers.
They're like really smart. Like they're really smart, and yeah, man, like they're grown. Like
That's all they do out there, or what?
Yeah. One of the managers at the time, he was helping me out and guiding me, and he was just like, "Yeah, it's really competitive over there." So it's like from college, from get go. Like my college experience was competitive, but not the way he described, where they're in school for like 9 to 11 hours a day, in classes and whatnot, and you got to get there early because if you're one of the last people, you got to stand the whole time. Like there's not enough room and stuff. So
it's just ultra competitive in other places in the world. And
So
so companies in the U.S. can be like, you know what, I want to use India's workforce, and they can just get them for cheaper.
yeah. Then what they have to pay me. So then that's the tricky part with that's commercial, right?
That's crazy.
Even though they pay more, but it's just like you said, you're competing. You got to produce. I'm paying you all this money. Show me what you can do.
Okay.
And then.
So how do you compete with someone that goes to school for 12 hours a day?
You work your butt off. Like no lie. Like I would get there at like 5 a.m. at this company, right, LEMA, and it'd be pitch dark. Like I'd be the first one in the office working. People wouldn't start strolling in until like 8:39. And those are the early birds. I've been working since 5. And then
The Kobe hours.
Right. And then by the end of the night, I'm leaving around 8, but I end up going to Starbucks to try to get up on the next day. Like it was just nothing but reading and learning. And I figured like, bro, I got this opportunity, so I'm gonna make the best of it. I don't care. People like, oh, you're not catching on. It's like, yo, I don't care what you say. Like, I'm gonna get this. You know, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna solve this problem. Can't nobody tell me any otherwise. It was just that until you find your niche. So, like at first when I was there, I wasn't like it was bad, but gave me a couple months and I was keeping up with everybody for the most part. Of course, certain people were just so knowledgeable that you weren't scratching the surface. But if somebody needed something done, they didn't hesitate to ask me. Like, Chris could get it.
Gotcha.